Welcome to today's maths class, and today we'll do congruent triangles. Our learning objectives are congruence of figures, some type of congruent figure, condition of congruence of triangle, SAS congruence condition, ASA congruence condition, SSS congruence condition, and RHS congruent condition. First is congruence of figures. We come across many figures with the same shape and size. For example, 10 rupees coin, shaving blade of the same brand, toys coming out from the same mold, figure, etc. Two figures are congruent if they have the same shape and size. If two figures have the same shape but not same size, they are similar but not congruent. Next is Hot's question. Can you name some other everyday situation where the concept of similarity is used? If we look at our hands, they are similar. So, here the two triangles, they are similar but they are not congruent. These two are similar and also congruent. Thus, two plane figures are congruent if each one superposed on the other, means एक को अगर दूसरे के ऊपर हम रखें, covers it exactly. The symbol, this is the symbol used to indicate congruent to. Thus, F1 is congruent to F2, means the figure F1 is congruent to the figure F2. Next, Hot's question. Are all the congruent figures similar? Are all the similar figure congruent? Congruent figures similar हो सकते हैं पर ज़रूरी नहीं है all the figure which are similar also congruent. Next is some type of congruent figures. By superposition, we can easily verify the following result. First, congruence of two line segment. Draw the line segment AB and now we make the trace copy of CD. Then try to superpose it on the line segment AB. We see that it covers exactly, so the two line segments are congruent. Two line segments are congruent if they have the same length. Segment AB is congruent to segment CD if AB equals to CD. Next is congruence of two circles. Two circles are congruent if they have the same radius. All circles have the same shape. The size of the circle is determined by its radius. Circle C1 is congruent to circle C2 if the radius is equal. Clear? Next is congruence of two squares. All the squares have the same shape and the length of the side determine the size of the square. Two squares are congruent if they have the same side length. Square ABCD is congruent to square EFGH if AB equals to EF. Clear? Next is Hot's question. How many straight lines can be drawn to divide the square into two congruent parts? So we can draw 4 lines like this that will divide the square into two congruent parts. Next is congruent of two rectangles. In rectangle, opposite sides are equal, so the length and breadth of the rectangle determine its shape and size. Two rectangles are congruent if they have the same length and breadth. So rectangle ABCD is congruent to rectangle EFGH if AB equals to EF and AD equals to EH. Next is Hot's question. How many lines can be drawn to divide the rectangle into two congruent parts? So we can draw two lines, two diagonals that will divide the rectangle into two congruent parts. Clear? Next is congruence of two angles. In this case, two angles BAC and QPR are given. Thus, angle CAB is congruent to angle RPQ when the measure of angle CAB that is equals to the measure of RPQ, means if दोनों angles का measure जो है that is same, That means they are congruent. In such a situation, two angles have the same measure. Therefore, the angles are congruent if they have the same measure. Next is congruence of two triangles. Two triangles are congruent if and only if one of them can be made to superpose on the other, so as to cover it exactly. Here, two triangles are given, ABC and DEF. Here, AB should be equal to DE, BC equals to EF and AC equals to DF. Then, only then the triangle will be congruent. In other way to say, two triangles are congruent if and only if there exists a correspondence between the vertices such that the corresponding side of the corresponding angles of the two triangles are equal and congruent. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF when AB equals to DE, or AB is congruent to DE, BC congruent to EF and CA congruent to FD. Angle A is congruent to D, B congruent to E and C congruent to F. Then, only then the triangle will be congruent. Next is conditions for the congruence of triangles. Sufficient condition for the two triangles to be congruent are that either the following three parts of one are equal respectively to corresponding three parts of the other. First is SAS, two sides and included angle, ASA, two angles and the included side, SSS means three sides, and fourth is RHS, right angle, hypotenuse and one side. First case, SAS congruence condition. In this case, two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle of one are respectively equal to the two sides and included angle of other. Experiment. Construct a triangle ABC with AB 5 cm, BC 4 cm and included angle B, that is 150 degree. Draw another triangle DEF. DE 5 cm, EF 4 cm and included angle E 150 degree. So now AB that is equals to DE and BC that is equals to EF and the included angle B equals to E. Clear? Now, make the trace copy of triangle DEF and place it over the ABC. We find that DEF cover ABC exactly, so we can say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Now, we will take an example. In the given figure 14.8, AB equals to AD, angle BAC equals to DAC, find the third pair of corresponding part to make the triangle ABC congruent to triangle ADC by SAS congruence condition. Solution. In triangle ABC and ADC, AB equals to AD is given, included angle BAC equals to DAC, therefore, to make the two triangle congruent by SAS congruence condition, third side should be equal. That means AC equals to AC. Clear? Thus, the required third pair of corresponding part is AC and AC, which is the common side of two triangle. This. Clear? Next is some important observations. Two figures are congruent if they have the same shape and size. Two line segments are congruent if they have the same length. Two circles are congruent if they have the same radius. Two rectangles are congruent if they have the same length and same breadth. Two squares are congruent if they have the same side length. Two angles are congruent if they have the same measure. Two triangles are congruent if, in a matching of their vertices, the three sides and three angles of the triangles are respectively equal to the corresponding part of other. Sufficient condition for two triangles to be congruent is that only either of the following three parts of one equal to respectively to the corresponding three parts of the other. SSS 3 sides, SAS 2 sides and included angle, ASA 2 angles and included sides, RHS right angle, hypotenuse and one side. Next is exercise 14.1. If for triangle ABC and DEF, the correspondent CAB EDF give the congruence, then which of the following statements are correct? So, CAB, that is equals to EDF. Clear? So, AC equals to DE or ED. AC equals to ED. That means this one is correct. Clear? So, practice all the questions of this exercise. Next is case 2, A as a congruous condition. Two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle is respectively equal to the two angles and the included side of the other triangle. Experiment. Draw a triangle ABC with BC 5 cm, angle B 60 degree and angle C 35 degree. Draw another triangle DEF, EF 5 cm, E 60 degree and F 35 degree. Thus, we have BC equals to EF, angle B equals to angle E and C equals to angle F. Make the trace copy of DEF and place it over ABC. We observe that DEF exactly superpose the triangle ABC. That means we can say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Now, we will take an example. In the figure 14.20, find the three pairs of corresponding parts so that ensure that triangle ABO is congruent to triangle DEO by A as a congruous condition. In triangle ABO and triangle DEO, angle AOB, this, that is equals to angle EOD, 50 degree. ABO, angle ABO means this angle, that is equals to angle DEO. Clear? Now, by angle sum property we have angle BAO equals to EDO 85 degree. ठीक है? So, AO equals to OD 3.5 centimeter. This side. From 1, 2 and 3, by A as a congruency condition, we can say triangle ABO is congruent to triangle DEO. Clear? Next is exercise 14.2. In the given figure, which pair of triangles are congruent by A as a congruous condition? If congruent, write the congruence of two triangles in symbol form. In first one, angle A 45 degree, F is 45 degree. A as a means angle, side, angle congruency means two angles and included side should be equal. And here angle C equals to angle E. Clear? Angle A, that is equals to angle F. Clear? And the side, included side, AC here 4.6 centimeter and EF, AC equals to EF. So, triangle congruent जो हो जाएंगे, that is triangle ACB, triangle ACB will be congruent to triangle EFD. Clear? Next is case 3, S as congruous condition.